Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kyusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of things have happened. We had Deku and the Bat Family. Now, the Bat Family were trying to find the Joker after he came back to Gotham. They found sufficient enough evidence that he's here. And the clown has a bit of a plan. The Bat Family, over the past year, they've grown closer. Deku and Barbara, they have kept their relationship a secret from people. However, that's still a little bit difficult to do, for a number of reasons. They're trying to hide a relationship from an entire family of detectives, and one of them is the fucking Batman. Yeah, so there have been some challenges. Now, with that being said, the Bat family were in a bit of a situation. In the last part, the Joker, he swam through the Batcave. He swam 5 miles underwater with no gear at all and arrived inside the Bat family's secret headquarters. Now, Joker released gas not only to make them laugh, but to paralyze them for the scheme he is cooking up next. Now, we do actually have Deku. Deku, he felt the laughing gas. He knew what this was. And there were those 10 seconds of doom. What set him apart from everybody else? He can handle the gas, but it was being frozen, being made to watch as the Joker, he walked up and got everybody. He had a few things to do, a few things to set up. And if he's going to make this a masterpiece, he definitely does not want to get this wrong. Now, Deku, he was knocked out again. And the Joker, he was quite happy to see the Boy Wonder alive and well again. However, very soon he might be seeing himself. Now, Joker, he did a lot of things here. He had some planning to do, some things to gather, and, well, dinner to set up. Now, Deku, he woke back up, and he felt conscious. He went to go try and move in the chair. But whenever he sat fully up, his shoulders scratched directly into barbed wire. And Deku, he immediately knew where he was. He thought he was back in Gotham. He thought he was back in Arkham. He thought he was in the asylum. And for a split second, he was that scared little boy tied to the chair again. The first night he was tortured. And Deku, his eyes immediately widened with anger. Him looking around, and trying to fight against his own restraints. As Joker, he does go to look at Deku. And Deku, he realizes one thing. There are bandages on his face, and he can't see. He can hardly tell the Joker directly in front of him. His face feels wet. His eyes feel wet. And he doesn't understand. And right now the Joker does get to talk about it. As, right now, members of the Bat family, they'll just start to wake up. And Deku, he does sit there staring across to see Barbara. Right now she does have bandages covering her entire head. And Deku, he's afraid of what that might mean. Him looking around and seeing the same thing left and right. And they're actually the Joker. Him currently going to step forwards with his rotten mask on his face. I'm going to talk about it. You know, he always thought it was kind of funny. Isn't that right, Brucey? You know, him walking around, talking about it, going to circle the table with a knife in his hand. He found out one day that he was Batman, and he was disappointed. He expected something different. Something better, maybe. But what he got was a rich boy in a suit. Not the man who swings from rooftop to rooftop with what? A heart as cold as ice? A icicle that won't melt? He melt his heart, Batman. He melt his. He made him understand his place in the grand scheme of things. Batman is order, while the clown is chaos. Justice and anarchy. Such a beautiful combination. Doesn't he go to agree? Joker gonna sort of lean over the chair and talk about it. Batman would have to agree, wouldn't he? You know, there are many things he always had planned, but now his timetables, they've been sped up, you know. So, Batman, what does he think he did? Joker gonna bring his hand out, grabbing onto the silver platter. I'm gonna pull up the thing, or pull up the tray, and show off the Batman's face. And right now, Bruce, he goes to scream out angrily. He goes to scream out because he knows what exactly Joker must have done. The Joker crossed a line. And right now, Joker, he goes to walk around. Him stepping in between and gonna pull the platters up. I'm gonna throw them over his shoulder as the metal goes to ting and Deku just hear it ring. But then there's actually where Joker, he walks over to Deku. Him going to pull up his tray and give Deku a smile. For he does that turn back to Barbara Gordon. Him going to pull up her tray and going to throw the trays backwards, as the plates with their faces do still sit there. And the Joker, he actually going to lean against the table. Him facing Barbara. You know, Batgirl, Barbara, I always wondered who you were, how things would turn out, if I ever saw you. But then again, he was going to lean in and bring his hand up, directly down and onto her face, or at least the bandages covering it. She just need to know. The other Joker, he was a bit direct. He didn't understand how simple things were. He didn't understand that methods to madness always make the game fun. However, he was a little bit more gung-ho. He had a method to his own madness, but even he couldn't have seen it. I mean, the logical step or the radical jump? What does she think it was? What happened to her? How does she define that tragedy? They're going to yell out. Now, Deku, he currently does go to scream. Him fighting his restraints, as there is for Deku, he actually feels the right restraint beginning to get loose. And Deku, he does want to look down. Him staring at his arm. And the Joker, he actually does turn his head staring directly at Deku. Whenever he went quiet. Him going to bring his hand out, grabbing Batgirl directly by her throat. And then going to whisper something to her. As right now she has to let out a bit of a scream. As Joker, he has to turn back. Him going to crawl on the table before someone going to throw his legs out, swinging them around and going to kick something off of it. Him going to stare directly at the Red Hood. My, boy, it's so good to see you again. You know, all those years ago. Torturing you was so fun. But then again, look at how you turned out. My Robin. Now, Deku is going to stare at the Joker, screaming out more. As currently there is the Joker, he is going to bring his hand up. Him going to, with a knife, start to cut away at the front of the tape. Him going to get it to a point where Deku can actually start to speak. And Joker is to ask, "Speak up, boy, 'cause he might have taken the lips, but he did leave the tongue." You're insane. Izuku, I am perfectly sane, trust me. No, you're not. You're a psycho, a lunatic. No, Izuku, I'm not insane. I'm just ahead of the curve. Don't you see? You've died before, correct? What did you experience? Tell me, I'm curious. Now, Deku doesn't say a word, and Joker does continue. All the way on the other side, what do you expect to find? Peace? Salvation? What? Does he expect to be embraced by an old friend? Or does he expect it to be cold and painful? What did he get? What did he expect? He wants to know. He's just so curious. He may never experience it for himself, but hey, he can always dream. Maybe one day old bats will send him there. Send him to oblivion. Now, they're gonna tell Joker, you know, Jack isn't all that funny. The Joker going to narrow his eyes, trying to at least ask if Izuku could repeat that. You know, Joker, I've spent years studying you. Years knowing exactly how that twisted mind of yours worked. The way you perceive things. The way you are. I know you're afraid. I'm not afraid of anything, Izuku. In fact, I'm the one in control. I'm gonna bend down and jam the knife directly into Deku's hand. And Deku, he doesn't even bother to try and flinch. He tries to hold his composure. He's mad. There is no pain. The Joker put him through hell. In fact, this just feels like he's picking fucking what? Something out of his teeth. And it's Tuesday morning. So hey, he'll just enjoy this with a smile. And the Joker, he actually just won't twist the knife. Him so gonna lean down, asking exactly if this is what he wanted. His attention? Clearly he doesn't want his attention on Barbara. But what about Izuku's face? Joker gonna turn, bending down and gonna grab onto the platter. I'm gonna bring it directly up to Deku's face, asking him if he would like to have a bite. Maybe enjoy the cuisine. You know, he can just throw all these on the grill and they can have a barbecue. The funniest thing though is, how will they turn out? I mean, runny maybe? Not cooked at all. But that's how skin usually is. But the flesh on the face, that might cook. That might actually be palatable. Does Izuku want to find out, maybe? Figure out exactly how far they can take this little game? Now, they're just gonna stare at the Joker. Before, he was gonna tell him. He knows exactly who he is, Jack. Jack needs to understand. You shut up. What's wrong, Oswald? Not finding this to be funny? Now, Joker actually is going to turn and stare at Deku, as Deku doesn't open his mouth. He knows exactly who he is. The Joker's real name, his real identity. The man he's afraid to remember. The man he's afraid to be. And Joker, he does just get angrier. He does just get madder, yelling louder and louder. And he actually is someone going to try and twist the knife more. As Deku, he goes to yell the man's name out loud. And Joker, he turned and ran off. As, right now, he went to go leap off of the side. And currently Bruce, he actually pulled his hand free. He was able to dislocate his thumb. And, well, at least two more of his fingers. The problem was trying to get it out of the restraint. And Deku, he actually is going to do one simple thing. He goes to pull his hand up and then directly through the blade or handle of the knife. Before, he does just go to bring his hand back down and grab onto it. Him actually going to bring it up and pull his right hand free. As Deku is going to bring up his left hand. Or he brings his right hand out to his left hand. Going to slice away the restraints as Deku is going to turn and get up. Him going to cut free Tim and then going to cut free Dick. And then there actually is where Deku, he does going to cut Barbara free. And right now Barbara, she sits there shaking. She sits there afraid. And Deku, he was going to bring his hands up. Him grabbing onto the gauze and starting to unravel it. No, 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 no. Joker is alive. That's not right. He's not. He can't be alive, but. No, 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 no. He has to go after him. He has to go get him. Kill him. That's what he needs to do. He needs to. Deku is going to see Barbara's face. Before Deku does a turn and look back down. The one on the plate. It's a fake. Barbara going to bring her hands up, grabbing onto the gauze on Deku and going to start unraveling it. And right now the Bat Family, they breathe a sigh of relief. It was intense for a minute there. It was just, everyone was scared. And the Joker, what he did, it just let them all affected. And Barbara sat there crying. her clutching onto Deku and holding on to him. As Bruce, he looked over at the rest of the Bat family. Dick was trying at least to walk this off, but Tim, he sat there staring at his own face. But then there was also Harper and Duke. Those two, those two, they were shaking. And Bruce, he tried to calm them down. Deku, he had Barbara. And fact was, they almost didn't get out of this. Joker, he's afraid of the man he used to be. He doesn't want to remember. Either that life is too painful, or the Joker just doesn't want to know who he was. Knowing who he is would not add to the anarchy. It would just ruin it. And Deku, he made the right call. But how did he know the Joker's name? How did he hear about it? Because those files are locked out to everybody but him. So that means Izuku, either he's been snooping in on the Bat family's business, or Batman's business, or Izuku knows something that he hasn't told Bruce. And right now, Bruce, after everyone was sat down and they tried to handle everything, they tried to be okay, Bruce increased security. He turned on Brother Eye, and he made it active. He made sure that it was on high alert for the Joker at all times. If anyone so much as breathes nearby the Bat Manor, they'll know it. And that does say quite a bit. Right now, a lot of things are also being active. And Bruce, he put a better security system down below. AKA, he might add cement. Now, right now, Deku, he sat there in his room, him still thinking about what happened earlier, as Bruce is going to knock on the door and going to walk in. Him going to lean against it and asking Izuku, exactly how did he know who the Joker was? I did some research. You did. And what's his name? You called him Jack. I did. What do you think his name is, Bruce? Because I can tell you you're wrong. Jack Oswald White. I looked into him. You know, I tried to find what I could. Searched, even. And the fact that he's, back like this. I don't know. I was scared. I just. You broke through the restraint. I did. Yeah. I just, you know, was angry. You still using venom? No, I'm not. But, I know about you and Barbara. I assumed you did. That's been going on for a year. And I gotta say, I'm not condoning it, Izuku, but you need to understand. Understand what, Bruce? You had Selena Kyle, and you fucked that up. So guess what? Don't try to tell me about relationship advice. I need to get out of Gotham for a minute. And just relax. I'm gonna murder him if I see him. I know. That's why I was gonna ask you. Leave. Take Barbara with you. We'll handle this. You sure? I am sure. Trust me, Izuku. You need some time off. And after what happened, I myself thought about it. Then why don't you? Do you have any idea what that would do? Ruin your marker? Ruin your mantle? Batman the killer? Yeah. Bruce, sometimes those ethics you have, they need to be thrown out the goddamn window. You might not think so, but I do. Izuku, I'm asking you to leave peacefully right now, rather than forcing you out of the door. You are still my son. And Izuku, I am warning you. If you go after Joker, we might be on different terms. Bruce, after today, after what you've seen, you honestly cannot say he still deserves to live. Now, Bruce doesn't say a word. Deku, he stares at him. He wants to hear Bruce admit it. Say he's in the wrong. He wants Bruce to just finally say somebody deserves to fucking die. Just once. Just one death. One fucking death. Can he admit to that? Can he admit that if the Joker just died, Gotham would be safer, less volatile? And Deku, he does stare at Bruce, but Bruce doesn't say a word. And Deku, he was going to turn and walk away. Right now, he has a lot of things in his mind. He may not be leaving Gotham, but he's also trying to think. Getting Barbara out of here would be a good option. But the Joker said something to her, and that does worry him. Whatever Joker is doing right now, plotting, scheming, it's definitely bad. But Deku, he wants to find her. Find out if she's okay. Talk this over, and if things do come to it, go on a manhunt. I mean, he's pretty sure Dick and Tim would agree with him. The Joker, he had a chance to kill all of them. He was in their home. He knows who all of them are. And that means none of them are safe. Now, with that being said, we do actually have the Joker. The Joker, he does get to take somebody from Arkham. He knows exactly how important they are to Brucey. So, let's see exactly what will happen next. Right now, Bruce Wayne has to make a bit of a choice, and that choice is whether or not he can kill a man or let a man die. I mean, either way, it's definitely going to be an interesting thing, isn't it? Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.